Hi everyone, in today's speed build I am doing something really fun, although I'm sure you know already based on the thumbnail. Basically I recreated the home of the Griffins from the TV show Family Guy, and I'm sure everyone pretty much knows what that is. If you don't, I don't know where you've been for the last like 15 years. But this house, it took me a while because I really wanted to focus on getting the actual look of the home correct, like with the windows and the size of everything. But it posed a bit of a problem because in order to get enough space to fit all the furniture and everything, I couldn't really... Okay, if you know how the building is in Sims 4, there's certain things you can and can't do with like the walls and just the size of objects and everything. So since everything is kind of measured by tile, and you know, like the beds are a certain number of tiles long and wide and everything, I was trying to create the rooms to be big enough to accommodate the furniture that I knew was going to be needed based on the furniture in the show. Like, I was looking at a bunch of pictures while I was creating this house, and I was really focusing on getting everything placed in the correct spot and everything like that. But I couldn't really, for the bedrooms, it was super hard. That you'll see Peter and Lois's bedroom ends up being too small for all the furniture that I needed to put inside of it. So I actually had to kind of make the furniture fuse with the wall. So it's not actually, I don't know if you actually used it, if you tried to play it, if the furniture would be accessible or not. I mean, you'll see when I actually start furnishing their bedroom and everything, but basically I had to consider the actual design of the house, having it correctly proportionate, and getting it to look the same as the actual house. And then I also had to I had to choose between getting it to look the same or getting all of the furniture pieces in there. And so if I had extended the bedrooms a little bit more, made them bigger, I could have put the furniture to fit a little bit better, but then I would have had to change the way it looks on the outside of the house, and it wouldn't have been proportionate, and like the screenshots, it wouldn't have looked the same as the cartoon house, or you know. So I had to like choose between, you know, getting it completely accurate and then just trying to make it work. So I did my best, and honestly I think the bottom floor is pretty exact as I could get it. But I know that they have a basement in the show, but for the life of me I could not find any like screenshots or images of the basement to get a full layout of what the basement looks like. And so I didn't know like how big it was or anything, and I also have no idea where the door is to get to the basement inside the house. So even if I had tried to put a basement here, I don't know where I would have put the door for them to get down to the basement. So that was another issue I came across. And I think in the show they their laundry room is down in the basement, but since I didn't give them a basement, I ended up just using the garage space as their laundry room for this build. Although I didn't put any laundry baskets in their bedrooms because it wasn't an item in any of the screenshots I was looking at as references. So if you do want to use the washer and dryer, like if you actually download this house, you would have to put the laundry baskets or the hampers in their rooms or whatever, or the bathroom, in order for them to use the washer and dryer. And of course that's if you have the laundry day pack. I should also mention, okay, one, I didn't realize that there was only one bathroom in this house until I was building it, but the bathroom is very tight, again because I was trying to get the house to look exactly the same on the outside, so I couldn't make the bedroom or the bathroom too big. And so I mean there was just enough space in the bathroom to put all of the was it fixtures or appliances that I needed in the bathroom. But For the shower, I think the Sims get in on the left side of the shower tub combo, but that's also where I had to put the toilet. So I tried to move the toilet as close to the sink as possible, but I didn't play test it, so I'm not completely sure if the shower is still accessible or not. So if you do download the home, you might have to extend the bathroom and, you know, kind of change up the layout a little bit. But I was really just going for the visual accuracy because I wanted to create this house to look as close to the real thing as possible. Although I just made the family too, and they're in my gallery already if you're interested, if you want to download the house and the family. So so you know, you actually have the Family Guy family and the house. And I even made Stewie a toddler, and in his bedroom in this house it's a toddler bed, so it should fit the family perfectly. The only thing is I didn't put any like dog dishes or anything in this house, and I still made Brian, and he is a dog, so if you download the house you just have to add stuff for the dog in order to have it be you know, accommodating to him. But yeah, so as you can see, like for the kitchen and the living room, I was able to get pretty much the furniture that matches as much as possible, but I did have to kind of move the countertops a little bit because it wasn't really lining up with the window, so I had to adjust those a little bit, but it should be fine. And also I always put the cheats I use in the description down below, and I always have the move objects on the cheat, so you should probably put that cheat on before you download this house, or although I've never had a problem with downloading houses that use the cheat while they're building that, because you know, I've been following a lot of people also over the years, and I never used to use the move objects cheat when I would play or build or anything before, but I would still download houses from people who did, and it was never a problem. The only thing is, once I downloaded it, if I tried to move something that wasn't in like a clipped place, you know what I mean, then it would move out of place. It wouldn't be where they originally had it, so I would have to turn on the cheat in order to put it back where it was. Otherwise I couldn't do it. But if you don't want to use the cheat, if you don't want to have it on, it should still download just fine. You just wouldn't be able to move certain things in to where they're not clipping to the grid. So, or you know, I hope I'm making sense the way I'm explaining this. But you know, for this like second family room or like living room that's behind the first living room or like the family room, I couldn't really find any reference pictures of that. There was only like 2 that I could find, and it didn't really show much of the room except for the part like where the piano is. So I just kind of put a fireplace and 2 bookshelves, because one of the pictures I found had like the very edge of a bookshelf in it. So there is a bookshelf there in the show, but I don't know what else is in the room. But I put the fireplace and then the 2 bookshelves because I thought it fit the room really well. And also, since there is a chimney on the house, I figured it would be perfect to put the fireplace there because it kind of lines up with where the chimney goes anyway. And then also the sunroom, I found only like 2 or 3 reference pictures for that room, and in one they had green furniture out in the sunroom, and then another one they had orange furniture, so I just ended up putting green and orange furniture. And then there was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, also for the car, you know, so the family has a red station wagon, but I just put that red car that kind of resembles a station wagon, like a more modern one. And then I was gonna put a car for Brian's car, but there wasn't one that I felt fit the look of his car enough, and it was too big. Like I wanted one that was smaller, but the white cars I was looking at in the game were too big. So I just put the red car there, and also for the screenshots, because in the images of the house, like in the show, they usually have the red car there, but that's it. So I didn't bother putting Brian's car there after all. And I think there was something else I was gonna mention, but I don't remember. Although I am really glad that there wasn't a whole lot to do with the yard. Like, the yard was pretty basic, and I only found like maybe one reference image for their backyard, and there wasn't really anything there except for like the bushes along the house. So I just did that, and then there's that one tree too in the back, which is I think seen in most of the pictures of the house. So I was really relieved that I didn't have to do a lot of landscaping for this house. And actually with furnishing the house, it was kind of easy because I really just had to, like, I was looking at pictures and just looking for the pieces of furniture that like best look like the pictures, or like the furniture in the pictures. So in that way it was easy because I knew exactly what to look for inside the game. But again, the hardest thing about this, especially here doing the rooms, is I just didn't really have any place to put some of the furniture pieces. So like in Lois and Peter's room, they're supposed to have side tables on both sides of their bed, but I could only fit one because there's also supposed to be a dresser and mirror and everything on that wall, but there wasn't enough space to even put the dresser. And so I had to try to make it look like the dresser was there, but I put it in the wall so that it was just kind of like there for the picture, but I don't think it'll actually be accessible or anything like that. And I don't even know if the sim could get to that side of the bed. And so yeah, so sorry about that if that bothers you, but I was really just going for visual accuracy, and even with that it was hard. Honestly, I think Meg's room ends up being the best because it was like the perfect size and her furniture pieces fit perfectly, and I really found I think I found a lot of furniture that looked a lot like the stuff that she actually had in her room. So the only thing is, like, for some of the rooms, of course in the show it doesn't show like all 4 of the walls. It's usually just from one viewpoint when it shows them inside each room. So for the 4th wall of each room, I kind of had to just guess what was there and just kind of put whatever I thought would fit, or what would look good in the room, which is what I also did in the formal dining room downstairs. I put that like kind of big hutch thing and then some plants, but I couldn't find any pictures that actually showed what was on that wall. So yeah, so I definitely took some creative liberties in creating this house because I could only work with so many different images, and I couldn't get the exact layout for every room exactly because of course when they're drawing the rooms and everything for the show, they're able to draw things to make it look like it fits, or change up the size of things based on whatever they're trying to portray. So in that way it was really hard for me to fit the furniture correctly because there's really like no way that I could have changed like the shape or the size of certain things. And even like with Stewie's room, you can see I had to have the door like pushed forward into his room where it's supposed to be lined up like with his bed and everything. But if I had moved his door back, then it would have been too close to the bathroom door and it wouldn't have looked right in the hallway. So I just really had to be creative in that way and try to put things to make it fit and make it look as close to the show as possible. But I think that's pretty much it. I put the mailbox and the trash can outside. I think I did that with when I stopped recording because I didn't feel like it was necessary to record me putting those. But the screenshots are coming up. Be sure to like this video or subscribe to see more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!